Welcome into DC On Screen, number 298. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
This episode, we are going to get super spoilery on Gotham 3x13, Mad City, Smile Like You Mean It.
Who didn't get the song in their head when they read that?
I know, I did too.
It's a good song.
It is a good song. I like the Killers.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad because I was just talking to some people the other day who were, I don't know, a good 10, 12 years my junior. And they were like, who were the Killers? And I went, oh. Really?
Here's a copy of Hot Fuss. We'll see you in a minute.
They're like, ew, physical media.
Yeah.
That one's for you, Brent.
Yeah.
Of Squadcast. Anyway. To recap, Jim and Bullock are after Dwight as he tries to resurrect Jerome. His initial attempts fail, so the obvious solution is to cut off Jerome's face and start a "We're All Jerome" movement. He then interrupts the nightly news to announce the revelation about everybody being Jerome. Little does he know, the real Jerome has risen and is getting a quick history lesson from Lee. He learns where he can acquire his face and sets off to the news studio to find Dwight. By the time Jerome arrives, Dwight is being taken into custody, having been thwarted mid-speech by Jim and Bullock. Jerome cop-naps him and takes him to a power plant, straps him down, and surrounds him with explosives. He then delivers his own message to Gotham, pretty much declaring a purge before blowing up the plant and sinking Gotham into darkness. Meanwhile, Selena is horrified to discover that her mother has been grifting Bruce and using her to do it. She tells her mom to get out of the city and never come back, then yells at Bruce for not telling her he'd figured it out already. Also, Riddler's machinations to destroy Penguin continue as Barbara convinces the underworld that Penguin is out to kill them all. Then she and Tabatha kill them all. Nygma fakes a hostage phone call to Penguin, pretending to let him know how to find him. That was a tough one to get through.
That was a little rough. They made Jerome my hero this episode.
Did they?
Yeah, because, you know, his performance was, again, on point.
Mm-hmm.
But, more importantly, they made Dwight such a freaking cartoon that when he offs him at the end of the episode, I was really proud of him.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, thank God that guy's out of here.
What's funny is, like, I thought Dwight looked like Golden Age Joker.
Yeah,
he
even
even
had a little bit. Yeah,
he even had the monotone delivery that I have on record been looking for in a Joker, because I've never seen that.
Someone try it one day.
And that's what we got. And Jerome got it perfectly when he said, you know, look at him, no stage presence, no charisma.
Right. No, as far as charisma goes, though, oh my God, I wanted an entire episode of him and Lee talking.
Mm-hmm.
I would have taken 44 minutes of that straight up. I don't even care about Bruce this week. That was absolutely delightful. I mean, at first, like, Lee's complete lack of fear with this absolute lunatic was just great. Like, she's almost sarcastic about him. Like, yeah, just fucking whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Loved her flippancy, but oh man, that performance with him is I've been waiting on that for a long time.
Yeah, I went back and looked at some, like, I don't know, I found one of those best of Jerome zines, or videos on YouTube or whatever. And I think he's a little more Ledger this time. Maybe.
It's definitely less Nicholson.
Mm-hmm.
You could see shades of that too. Like, you could see shades of pretty much every Joker in him at some point. But yeah, I guess he might have leaned closer to Ledger than anywhere else this time. Definitely still had a ton of Hamill in him.
Sometimes.
The only complaint I have about it is the face makeup they've given him now, where he's stapled his face on. Which, by the way, let's just go ahead and say that that's now how faces work and get that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
We all know it. We're gonna have to accept it to get through this little story arc. Just roll with it.
Yeah.
That part we'll just deal with. But the makeup they've got for him with the staples is great. Because he's got, like, you can tell he stapled it on, but he stapled it on just a little too tight in a couple places, and you can, like, see it pulling his face out. That part's great. The bandages were just shockingly bad.
Yeah?
I kept thinking they were about to fall off.
Mm-hmm.
The bandaged makeup I was not impressed with.
You know, a girlfriend, Bethany, said that she was annoyed with the bandages because they obscured his face.
Well,
and part of, a lot, so much of Jerome's performance is seeing, like, his facial tics and his, what he actually does.
I agree. It would have just cost way too much to do, like, you'd have to CGI, I think, a non-face. Mm-hmm. I don't think you could just do that on in practical.
That's why we only get, seconds of it when they do Lucifer.
Yeah. Glimpse it. They keep it for the badass pull shots where Lucifer throws somebody across the room.
My girlfriend also pointed out, and this is fun. She was talking about Dwight when he was up there with the Jerome mask and going, "You are Jerome, and you are Jerome, you are Jerome." She said it reminded her of Oprah on her show. She's like, "You get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car."
That's pretty good.
It just made me laugh.
I like it.
We all are Jerome.
That was I don't know. It was an acceptable story arc. Dwight was even dying. He couldn't go out with one moment of real world acting.
Yeah.
Like even as he's strapped to the dynamite, he's still just like the amp's on 12 out of 10.
Just hamming it up, buddy.
Right. Good riddance. He's definitely not going to be back. I loved this Jerome's little speech about the purge later. Also fantastic. Just give him as many monologues as you want, guys. What do you think about just doing a purge? Because, it's what we're doing.
I could purge the show.
You could purge it?
I could purge it. You know who I liked in this episode, though?
Huh.
That cop.
Oh, the Jerome cop. Keep wanting to call him Joker cops, but, we're not there yet, so can't. Even though there's like 15 Joker's cards and Joker's wild jokes at the front of the show.
But yeah, the dirty cop who was part of the Jerome cult. I liked him.
Yeah, he did a good job.
He did a really good job.
Oh, and you know who I liked more out of that scene? Lee coming in all badass with the sodium pentothal.
Yeah, the sodium pentothal.
Just strolls in, pops him in the neck, walks out.
She's getting on my nerves.
She was right up until the Joker scene. Jerome scene. Sorry.
Yeah. Just her continued bullshit. I'm like, dude, okay, you're the one that went to Falcone.
Well, she's still...
Don't kill Jim. I don't know.
She's still pretty pissed that, killed her husband. So I'm going to give her a little leeway here.
Mm-hmm. A little leeway.
Yeah.
I mean, she went and saw
got a
what
couple of good lines
the
here.
executioner is like,
I know. It's it's one thing to know it though, and it's another to not be, super mad about it still. She gets a few extra. I'll at least give her a couple episodes here.
But you have to be careful with it because for these people, I mean, maybe for these people it's like, this is, day 3. For us, this is week 3. We're tired of her being pissed already.
I think even in their world, it's been a month or two, but still some good lines for her. Like, what was that thing about? He tells her not to change, and she says like, "What are you gonna do if I change too much? Are you gonna shoot me too, or something?" Yeah,
that's just infantile.
She'll get past it. I mean, I'm not saying those two are destined to be lovers again or anything, but I think she'll stop. Trying to kill him with her eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I completely don't mind if they don't ever get back together. That's fine. Whatever. I don't give a shit. But, just hey, can we work together without you, stabbing at him with every word? I mean.
Yeah. Give it time.
Yeah.
Give it time. No, still best line of the episode though. If you take anything Jerome set out, do that disco vampire thing with your hair.
Mm-hmm. That was fun.
Barbara as like a gang lord that's the best they've done with her so far. Even when she's kind of hamming it up, it's a little fun in that context.
Yeah.
Like it and part of it was like when you put her next to a character like Penguin, who is so exaggerated.
Mm-hmm.
She makes sense there. When you put her next to Gordon, who like you can't have anyone more exaggerated than Bullock, but you need someone that comes from like his cloth.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't make sense in scenes with Gordon anymore because she lives in an entirely different set of rules now.
Yeah, it's interesting how they've done that.
But I mean, as they've kind of migrated her over, she does. She makes more sense. She matters, I guess, now.
Yeah,
it's another big thing is like she's actually doing things now.
Yeah, they're still, and they're going a little bit more with her on this, but they're still doing the thing with the bombastic horns capping a scene with her. And just her over-the-top performance it feels so Schumacher.
Yeah, but a lot of this show does.
I know. They're going worse and worse. I don't understand.
Yeah, even Penguin's getting a little too much for me. It feels like every time I see him, and I've always kind of liked how he's clammy. Like every time you see that guy, he looks a little clammy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
yeah.
I like that, but I haven't seen like calm, cool, collected, clammy Penguin in a while, and I would like to see that. Right now, what I'm getting is like heart rate of 190. Where's my boyfriend? That's not my boyfriend.
Right.
Penguin.
Well, I mean,
I forget. I just saw somebody online pointed out that like we've got 2 episodes in a row of Penguin being an idiot. And that's not the show I love. That's a great point.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, on a normal week, we wouldn't see Edward putting all of his efforts into screwing with Penguin. So
right. I mean, this is a hell of a foe he's up against. I mean, you can't tell me that he's faced anyone else that's got the intelligence that Nygma does.
No. Yeah.
So he really is being tested, and that's the fun part. Like season 1 and 2, he was on top because he was more clever than these guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he made it where he made it. It sure wasn't physical, acumen. So now he's up against an actual match, and he doesn't even know it yet. So I get why we've got 2 episodes of Penguin being an idiot. It's just that I can only have so many of those before I start falling out of love with Penguin.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird, though, watching TV, like you know why they're doing it, but you're like, all right, I'll allow it, but you only got a couple episodes of this. I fully agree with why you're doing it.
Right.
I just, you can only do this for 3 episodes.
Yeah.
So where do you think they're going with it, though, with Nygma and him next episode? He's taken a lot from him so far, and now it looks like Nygma may be willing to, go ahead and draw in the strings.
Honestly, I would be okay if he just continued to take things from him and then became the king. I kind of want to see Riddler on top for a second.
Well, you'd have to betray Barbara.
And
Tabatha.
Absolutely.
And Butch.
Mm-hmm. That's all right.
Only Penguin, or only Edward could figure out a way to betray those 3 and stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
They have every intention of killing him when this is over.
Let's do it.
Don't get me wrong, I could dig it. I wouldn't mind seeing him on top for a minute, but as far as his plans have gone, last week with Clayface, that was cool. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
This week though, using himself as the hostage, like using Penguin's feelings for him to bring him down. Good show, old chap.
Right.
Very well done.
All right, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Jerome has a rictus grin while he's in the cryogenic chamber thing.
Uh-huh.
But then when Dwight has him thawed out, he doesn't have it anymore. Why?
He had it on the slab when Dwight was trying to thaw him out.
No.
He didn't?
No.
Even his face when he cuts it off has the grin.
Well, I can't speak to that, but he's just laying there before he cuts his face off. He doesn't have it.
Really?
He's kind of smirking, but he
that.
doesn't have the same rictus grin.
Yeah, it's a rictus grin when he's chilling.
He's in that chamber, yeah. It's weird.
Oh,
it's really
okay.
weird.
All right. I'll give you one. Ready?
Sure.
Cold does shrink things. It would maybe shrink up the skin and pull the grin up further. As he thawed, it relaxed.
Okay. Is that what you're going with?
Can you work with that?
I guess.
That's all I got.
I'm doing it for the fans.
It's that or continuity.
Selena's story was boring this week.
Mostly boring. First major thing is like you do not give someone money before you demand the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I want to know what the evidence is, and second, I would like any and all copies of said evidence.
Right.
Basic bribery on or basic blackmail techniques, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only reason I'll forgive it is if it's Bruce that did this. Like, I won't forgive Selena. She should have thought all that. But Bruce clearly figured the whole thing out from the beginning, was like, I don't need the evidence. I'm just going to pay, $200,000 basically for the chance for her mom to stick around long enough for them to bond.
Mm-hmm.
What it did get you was a great little knot fight.
Yeah.
Like, you both lied to me, but for very different reasons.
Well, the bad part of it, though, is that if he had told her, Selena's exactly the type who had been like, you just don't want me to be happy, blah, 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 blah.
Maybe not. Maybe not in exactly this case. Just because it's her mom and she still didn't trust her, she might have just been like, that bitch, and gone after her.
I don't know.
We'll never know now. But there's a chance.
I mean, I guess it's all in how they write them, but...
Oh, absolutely. Poor Bikondova can't do a damn thing about that.
I'm not blaming her. She did a pretty good job with what they gave her, you know?
Yeah, she usually does. I don't think we've ever complained about her acting, have we?
No, I don't think so. Every once in a while, she's a little weird for me, but, she's fine.
I was about out of stuff, except Bruce has clearly been training.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's got good moves now. The way he looked like he was attacking that bag. It's funny, though. Like, you have some people hit a bag and it looks silly. Some people hit a bag and it looks like that bag needed to be fucking hit.
Some people say he was attacking that bag, and it might be one of the funniest things you've heard.
Don't make this weird, Dave.
It looks like he's been doing some training. He was attacking that bag.
Why do you have to make it weird, man?
See this like scrawny kid in an alley like fighting a little paper bag like American Beauty or something.
Just trying to chase it down.
God. Yeah. I have to fight you because you're beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
You're so damned beautiful.
I've read too much Nietzsche.
All right. My favorite line of the episode, it was a Jerome line.
Of course.
Go figure. Galavan came back to life too? That son of a bitch is always upstaging me.
Yeah. Well, before that, I guess I gotta kill Galavan. Someone beat you to it. Who? Which time? Hey, one of his best moments was I forget how she stages it, but he's laughing his ass off because he says like, "How are you and Jim?" And I'd always like you kids together. And I love the idea that somewhere in his mind there's a part of him that like did know they were together and like, oh, but he's still gonna go kill them all anyway. But like, oh, they were cute before I killed you all. It's just a neat, I don't know. It's one of the many bits of crazy that are so lovely about a character like him. But before that, he starts laughing laughing his ass off because she tells him about like, yeah, he killed my husband the night of our wedding. And then she tells him like, you know what? Laugh it up. There's like 100 cops on the other side of that door that are going to kill you the second you step out. And he just stops suddenly and like looks at her and make a good point.
Mm-hmm.
That little line he delivers was just stunning, man. I love his ability to like turn around a 180 emotionally.
Yeah, he does a good job.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
still maybe my favorite line was, "For the record, you're doing one thing Jerome never did: boring me."
That's pretty good. That was pretty good.
Gordon's always got one great bravado line.
Yeah, for me, the runner-up line was, "Aw, buddy, you brought me back from the dead. What's a cut-off face between friends?"
Yeah. And then later, for the record, he's searching for his name, Dwight. Dwight, yeah, not gonna forgive you about taking my face.
Yep, that was good stuff.
That's all I had, though.
I did have one other thing. Why wouldn't Jim have already had them looking for that symbol? Like, he's noticed that symbol the last, 2 episodes. It took him a really long time to be like, have every cop of the city looking for this symbol.
See, this is the difference between a Gordon and a Batman. Batman would have seen the correlation there and already had an algorithm in place to find the symbols.
Uh-huh.
Gordon, man, he's just not that good. He's
not.
Good. He's good, but not, I'm going to, notice the pattern and set out to do it. He's very reactionary, is my point.
He didn't reactionary enough.
He reactionaries at his own speed.
Wait until you get somebody in custody. Wait, there are more of you?
Right.
Oh, symbol.
And there's
symbol, Jerome, symbol.
There's a Bullock behind him going, yeah, and
What you got,
Jim?
What you got, boy?
Yeah.
What you got? Have every cop looking for this symbol. There we are.
I keep forgetting that Bullock's still in charge, isn't he?
Well, they say that, but Jim is always telling him what to do.
I know, I love it. I keep forgetting it because they haven't changed their dynamic.
I like to think they're like, hey, how did the cops figure out where all this stuff was so quickly? Yeah, I had them looking for that symbol like a day and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
Just like to let you go, buddy. I don't know. You get so amped up.
I don't know. In Gotham, there's so much damn graffiti, I imagine, that you'd be like, oh, great. A new tag artist. Probably calls himself Haha. Great.
Jokesy.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's all that we've got, man.
Yeah. Good episode. Looking forward to next week, which will be before their big break.
For another 4 months. Whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, literally, we'll see them in the spring after this.
Yeah. All right, guys. You can catch every episode of DC On Screen at dconscreen.com. You can contact us on Facebook and Twitter at dconscreen or email us, dconscreen@gmail.com. We are proud members of the Giant Size Team Up Network, giantsizesteamup.com. Also proud members of the Batman Podcast Network. Remember that to be entered into our giveaway drawing to win a $15 or less trade paperback, DVD, or Blu-ray of your choice, you should go grace us with a 5-star written review on iTunes or Stitcher. The winner is chosen with a true random number generator on random.org. We are coming right back with Lucifer 212 Love Handles. Until then, keep some DC on your screen.